Good morning students. In our previous class we have discussed about the sexual reproduction in plants, and today we will discuss the sexual reproduction in plants and that involves pollination and fertilization. So for that, first we have to know the structure of flower. So this is the diagrammatic representation of a flower. And flowers are the most beautiful part of a plant, but it is actually the reproductive part. That means it helps in sexual reproduction and pollination. So first we have to know the structure of the flower. So this green portion, that means the most outer portion, this is known as calyx or sepal. Now this colored portion and the most beautiful portion, this is known as petals or corolla. So these two are the vegetative part of a flower. Next we are coming to the reproductive part, that means the androecium or the male reproductive part, and the gynoecium, that is the female reproductive part. So in the male reproductive part, this round portion, that is known as anther, and it is of yellow colored, and within this there are so many pollen grains. This thin portion or the slender portion, this is known as the filament, and both of them together are known as the stamen or the male reproductive part. Now we are coming to the female reproductive part. This flat portion or the topmost portion, this is known as the stigma, and it helps in to receive the pollen grains. Next, this filament or slender portion is known as style, and now this round portion is ovary. Within this ovary, ovules are there, and that helps in fertilization. So the stigma, style and ovary together form pistil or the female reproductive part, that is gynoecium. Now pollination. So what is pollination? So pollination is actually the transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma. That means from male reproductive part to the female reproductive. So pollination is of two types, self-pollination and cross-pollination. So first we will discuss self-pollination. So what is self-pollination? It is the transfer of pollen grain from anther to the stigma of the same flower or to the stigma of another flower of the same plant. Self-pollination can occur in bisexual flower like in China rose. Why? Because there both the male and female organs are present. What are the advantages and disadvantages of self-pollination? So as small amount of pollen are produced in self-pollinating flowers, so there is no wastage of pollen grains. Next is, as the same genetical constitution is coming from the parent to the offspring, that means the parental characters are preserved. And in self-pollination, we don't need any agents. Agents means which helps in transferring the pollen grains like wind, water, any insect, bees, etc. Now what are the disadvantages? As I have told that only the same genetical constitution is coming from the parent to the offspring, that means there is no variety. In self-pollination we cannot see any different type of variety. And the next one is immunity to disease is reduced in the resultant plant or in the new offspring. We are coming to cross-pollination. Cross-pollination is the transfer of pollen grain from anthers of flowers of one plant to the stigma of the flower of another plant, but of the same species. So what are the advantages? The new offsprings will be healthy, and the seeds produced are abundant and viable. And new varieties are formed because there is cross-pollination of two different varieties of the same species. But there are also some disadvantages. Why? Because for cross-pollination the flowers need to produce a large amount of pollen grains, and there is obviously the wastage of pollen grains. For cross-pollination there is always need of some pollinating agents, means without the pollinating agents there will not be any pollination. So we need pollinating agents like wind, water, insect, bees, birds, etc. And for cross-pollination the flowers need to be large, colored, scented, and have to produce nectar. Why? Because they have to attract the pollinating agents. We are coming to the process of fertilization. So fertilization is the fusion of two nuclei, that is the male gamete and female gamete. and in this diagram we will see how this fertilization process will occur. So when the pollen grains are coming into the stigma portion, they will enter into the ovary through this slender portion, that is the pollen tube, and there two male gametes are there. So one male gamete fuses with the female gamete and form the zygote, and eventually it develops into embryo. Now another male gamete is there, so that male gamete will fuse with this polar nuclei and form the endosperm, which gives the nutrient to the developing embryo, and after that the ovary will develop into the fruit, and the ovules present inside the ovary, they will develop into the seed.